very shy.
Yeah.
To a fault.
Oh, well. I mean, you're still a little shy, but not terribly.
I would hide behind my mom when we would go see family members.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty shy.
Yeah, I mean, I would eventually warm up, but yeah, we would go to a family event with my aunts and uncles and grandparents, and if it was like my, immediate family, I was cool, hey, it's my grandfather and mom. But if there were other people there that I didn't know, like a second cousin, or maybe a great aunt that I'd never seen before, or something like that, yeah, I was a lot less visible.
Wow.
I mean, I would hide behind her skirt, so to speak, and that was probably, close to 8 years old or so. And I was on the other hand, I was extremely talkative. So
well, that hasn't changed.
if I did know you,
that carried over into your adult life.
If I did know you.
Now, I also have heard stories about how you told everyone that your mother had a hysterectomy.
Well.
That's kind of embarrassing.
Well, yeah, maybe it was. It was embarrassing for her, certainly. It was. They were forthcoming about what happened, and so I understood the implications of it. Not just that she had a surgery.
And I can kind of understand that because, amongst your family, it was common knowledge, and it wasn't a weirdly taboo subject. It was just I can't have any kids because mommy had a hysterectomy. I had all this taken out, so it won't happen again. So as a kid, you don't realize that there's a difference between what's common knowledge amongst your immediate family and what's common knowledge amongst the rest of the family.
And there may have even been family members that didn't know this.
Right, exactly.
So, are you hoping that your mom and dad have another brother or sister for you? And I'd be like, yes, I really wish they could, but mommy can't have any kids. And they'd be like, oh, of course she can. And, she's like a young lady, of course she can. And I'm like, no, she had a hysterectomy. They took out her uterus. Very matter.
It's very funny how you use such clinical terms. You know?
I was very matter of fact about it. And I don't know if they were more concerned with the fact that I knew that what happened when you had a hysterectomy, or that I knew it at all,
right?
Or that I was saying these words. Because we're talking I was not even 10 years old and I was telling people these things.
Right. Tori worked as a teacher. My friend Tori from college. She worked as a teacher for a while when I was still finishing school. So she was. I would go hang out with her after she got off work. I'd go over and visit. We'd hang out and play with her dogs and play video games and stuff. But she worked as a teacher, and she said, when you were a kid and you ran into one of your teachers outside of school, it always seemed weirdly awkward. She said it's just as awkward from the teacher point of view because she ran to her students every now and then. She's like, well, that was awkward. But she's like, it's like the kids have this weird notion that all the teachers get rolled up into a file cabinet at the end of the day and then pulled out in the morning. They don't have a life outside of school.
Yeah, they just live there.
We've got a little...
Okay, there is one embarrassing. It wasn't really a habit, but it was a thing that happened. I went and had milk at school. We had a chocolate milk drinking contest one day, and I don't remember how many we got. And I think some of the kids actually contributed their chocolate milk.
Oh wow!
To this contest, and I don't remember how many of us were involved, but I know I was one of them. And I was not a chubby kid. I was a very, very skinny kid. So I don't know I don't even remember how many chocolate milks I actually drank, but whatever it was, I finished first. So I won basically nothing,
right?
Except for a lot of chocolate
bragging rights.
And I don't even know where we're going.
Did you get sick?
Yeah. So I feel like I needed to go to the restroom. So I was on my way to the restroom, and I just barfed.
Oh, lovely.
I was already outside of the cafeteria. I was walking down the sidewalk. I was about 20 feet, maybe 12 feet from the door to the third grade wing, and I just barfed on the sidewalk there. And it wasn't like I felt nauseous or anything. It just came out.
Sudden rejection.
And so I went in the bathroom and washed my face, and I went to the bathroom, whatever I needed to actually do there. I didn't feel sick or anything like that. And then when I leave the bathroom, in order to deflect any potential embarrassment, some people were, okay, what's the first one?
Oh, I don't know. I was just looking up directions to theater.
Yeah.
That's fine.
some kids were coming toward where I was leaving, and I looked at them like, oh my God, watch out, there's barf on the ground there.
Oh, she tried to deflect it by making it seem like somebody else did it.
Yeah, because no one actually saw it happen.
Oh God, we had a girl, I swear to God, I still remember her name. Her name was Kristen, or was it Kirsten? It was something like that. But this is when I was in like kindergarten or first grade or something like that. But she would barf every single day.
Every day?
Every day she would barf. It was like, oh my God, girl. What the fuck?
What was wrong with her?
I have no idea. Maybe. I mean, this was back.
Was it after lunch?
It was after lunch. It was always after lunch. And you know what? It was always like it looked like she was barfing milk. So it's possible. I mean, this is back in the early 80s. You know, it's possible she was lactose intolerant before anyone knew what lactose intolerant was.
Wow.
So that's a possibility.
And
but
she's just going on.
Yeah, she barked every day, and that's why I became intimately familiar. Well, not intimately familiar, but I became very familiar with that stuff that the janitors used to sprinkle on the bar. Yeah, that would absorb it, and then they'd sweep it up and mop the floor. Yeah. When I was a kid, in the late 70s, so very, very young, like ages 1 through 5, in the early 70s, as most young kids were, I was really, really, really into Kiss.
Kids were into Kiss?
Oh yeah, it was a thing.
I was terrified of them.
Really?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh my God, they were like comic book characters, live comic book characters that were playing really cool music. So I was totally into that. But no. So my dad worked at, I don't remember where he worked. Ethicon. That was the name of it. Ethicon. He worked at a plant in I was living in San Angelo then, and one of his coworkers, Bobby, they became really good friends. So our families became friends with each other, and they had 2 daughters.
Oh wait, I think you told me this story.
I might have.
Is this where you ate the brownies?
Oh, okay. Well, that's one thing. Yes, we can tell that story too. No. So they were really into Kiss also, the daughters. So we immediately bonded because we all loved Kiss. So we would listen to Kiss records, and we would. I had like a cape, and they had other like clothes outfits that they would put on that were they weren't like actual costumes. They were just regular clothes that were sort of reminiscent of the things that Kiss would wear, and we would make our faces up like Kiss. We would each choose one of them. I was always Gene Simmons because he was my favorite, still is. And then they would dress up as the other one.
We were just terrified of that completely.
And then we would have our toy guitars, and we'd put on one of the records, and our parents would sit and watch us, and we would put on a Kiss concert in the living room.
Would y'all sing, or would you lip sync?
We would lip sync with the record, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And of course we'd lip sync horribly wrong because we're kids, we don't even know what they're talking about. And of course, and as an adult looking back on it, because I still...
Hopefully you weren't singing Plaster Caster.
Oh yeah, that was one of them.
Oh my God.
Which is even funnier, because, looking back on this as an adult, and I still love Kiss to this day. They're one of my favorite bands. I still love them. But looking back on it, I'm realizing what I was singing as a kid. And like, one of the ones that I loved to sing, or to perform, I wasn't really singing, to perform, was the song Nothing to Lose, which is about convincing your girlfriend to have anal sex. So I sit here lip syncing a song about anal sex, or Plaster Caster about getting a plaster cast of your penis done. All these songs that are horribly inappropriate for a child to be singing along with, and I'm singing along with it in front of my parents. Yeah.